What's happening, guys? Coach Timothy here. Today I want to talk about how we should be breaking down our calories. Last time I showed you using the P90X calculator how you calculate how many calories you should be using or eating during these workouts and how to run a deficit. But today we want to talk about how those calories should be broken up, because it really does matter. Your macronutrients of fats, carbohydrates, and proteins, the ratio of those really matters. So if we're after body fat loss, we want to maintain our muscle mass while we're trying to lose our body fat. And to do that, you're going to need a higher protein diet, and that's where the P90X fat shredder diet comes into play. So I'm just going to run through how we calculate our ratios and how to go about even tracking those by hand. I know you can use MyFitnessPal, and I've showed videos on how to use MyFitnessPal before. But to really understand what's going on behind the scenes, I recommend tracking it by hand for a week or two just to get the hang of what's actually going on. So the fat shredder diet consists of 50% of your calories coming from proteins, 30% from carbs, and 20% from fats. So if we take a nice number like 2,000 calories, which 2,000 calories is a good number to start out for. I ran the 2,000 calories, 1,900 to 2,000 calorie diet for the longest time, and I really cut out a lot of weight. When I was doing P90X2 and I lost 38 pounds in 90 days, I was running 1,900 calories at these ratios. So 2,000, we'll use that because it's a nice number for calculating these percentages. So 50% of 2,000 will have 1,000 calories coming from protein sources. Those protein sources can be, whey protein, lean meats, chicken, fish, things like that. I'll make another video of actually, what my typical shopping list looks like and what I typically eat. So, all right, carbs, 30% of 2,600. So the remaining number of calories is coming from fats, 20% of 2,000, 400 calories coming from fat. Oh, that's all well and good. We know how it's broken down, but we need to break it down into grams, because that's how we're going to track our food intake, is by grams. So if we take our 1,000 calories, and there are 4 calories per gram of protein. So we do that times 4. 1 gram per 4 calories. Our total grams of protein for the day is going to be 250. And geez, you might be saying 250, that's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot, but if you want to get some really awesome results, you're going to have to up your protein intake. So the same thing for carbs. There are 4 calories per gram. So that equals 150 grams of carbohydrates per day. And I like to get my carbohydrates from, I don't eat breads, I don't eat pastas anymore, because those really crush your day of grams. There's a ton of grams in all of those things. I do eat sweet potatoes, even though there's a lot of carbohydrates in those, but I make it work. And so for fats, we got 400 calories for the whole day, but there's not 4 calories per gram. There's actually 9 calories per gram of fat. So 1 gram of fat's 9 calories. That's about 44 grams. I think it's 44 or 0.44 repeating, but we'll just round down to 44. So that is our breakdown in grams per day of protein, carbs, and fats. So that makes it really easy to track, right? If you look on the back of a nutrition package, it'll have the breakdown in grams of all of this stuff. So for our day, if you want to track it by hand, I used to carry on a small notebook about this big, and I would make this little table every day. Start with 250 grams of protein, 150 carbs, and 44 grams of fat. And then when I just logged something, like if I logged Shakeology, I just subtract 17 protein, 17 carbs, and 3 fat. And I would just have a running list for the entire day of what was going on here. So this would become 233, this would become 133, and this would become 41. And then you just try to zero out each column by the end of the day. If you're plus or minus 5 grams on each one of these, and you don't exactly hit these ratios, not that big of a deal. It's going to be hard to hit 50, 30, 20 every day unless you're planning. But this is really, really easy to track, right? Everybody thinks tracking is so hard, but it really takes me about 5 minutes in the morning to figure out what I'm going to eat for the entire day, and I go ahead and log everything into MyFitnessPal, and then I'm done, and I know that I'm eating for my goals, which in this case is going to be body fat loss. I know that a lot of you guys would want to gain muscle mass, and I'll make another video on that introduces the Body Beast nutrition plan, because it is really a really good one for bulking. But anyways, this is how the fat shredder diet from P90X works, with 50, 30, 20, and you can end up changing these later on if you get to within 3 or 4% of your target body fat. You can change it to 40, 40, 20. And then I think even in the last phase of P90X, which is the endurance phase, they changed this to 60% carbs, right? And 20 and 20. You've really got to earn that. You really have to earn that. So in the meantime, use 50, 30, 20 as the fat shredder diet if you have a lot of body fat to lose. And I encourage you to track like this for 1 to 2 weeks by hand. And figure out how your body's responding to that. And then if you're still not losing weight and you feel like you're plateauing, knock this one down. Knock the total calories down by 1 to 200 calories, and try that for another 2 to 3 weeks, and just adjust your stuff here. So anyways, this is how we track. I know I'm running a little long here. You guys can do it. If I can do it, you guys definitely can do it. And we'll see you later. This is your year. Bring it. We're going to get you to your goals. Hope you guys have a great day.